Yo, 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 it's your girl Tosin. Welcome to PlannedPath Podcast, the choice up for book reviews and crucial conversations in life. Okay, all right. Today, I'm glad to introduce our guest on the show to you. Drum rolls. Po, 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 po. Our guest on the show is Oluwatosin Mugbaduade. Now, solo episode though, it's been a while and I kind of miss it. So the team decided, oh, let's do this. Okay, today we are going to be talking about a book, 13 things mentally strong people don't 13 things mentally strong people don't do. Okay, the book has an inline: take back your power, embrace change, face your fear, and train your brain for happiness and success by Morin. The book is by Morin. Um, First of all, this author she has suffered very well. Oh. Let me tell you what happened to her first, so it gives you an idea of the kind of person that is writing the book. She's a psychologist, she's a therapist, you know. She does counseling and all of those therapy sessions for people, but she herself, she was like, her mom passed on, her mom died. What happened was that one evening she just felt like seeing her mom, so she went to a theater with her mom, and her mom passed on. Like, her mom went to her house, she went to her own house, and then by the following day they said her mom had passed on. you know um that kind of thing, that someone wasn't sick and the person just passes on like that. I think that's another kind of grief, really. So Ami's mom passed on, and then 3 years after, you understand, 3 years after her mom died, she went to the same theater she had gone to that night before with her husband and a couple of friends, just to celebrate her 3 years anniversary. And that kind of, that she thought that she had moved on and everything. It took her time, even as a therapist herself, to heal. So when she eventually did go back on her feet, by the third year anniversary, that was when she now um third year anniversary of her mom's death. That was when she now went to the place, so, with her husband. And then before you know it, she went before you know it, when she went there, she she and her husband, by the time they got to, my husband slumped, and then he died, and the other one was only 26. Imagine how young she was when her mom even died 3 years earlier. And then before you knew it, all sorts of talks at the hospital, and then the husband died. That's another kind of grief, that kind of, like, this one, at least she had maybe some hours to process that person's death, and it was very painful. She took all, that kind of thing that people tell you, take all the time in the world to heal and everything. And then before she knew it, our boss was asking her that was her plan, how long does she intend to stay, and all of those kind of things. So it wasn't easy for her. Eventually she remarried another person, and she went on to have a beautiful life. And on every our first on after the husband died, his first posthumous birthday, she was already thinking of how she saved at home and cry and all of those things. And then she now asked her mother-in-law that what are they doing. The mother-in-law was like, they are going to go skiing or something like that. That she cannot sit down with that. The son that died, he's an adventurous person, and she's celebrating him on his posthumous birthday. And now they've now turned it to a family tradition that literally almost, like, on all his birthdays, they go do something adventurous together, to celebrate the guy's wild spirit and fun loving spirit and everything. So she's married now, right? And then her husband even joins them in all of those things that they do. And for me, that's perspective. We should know that time doesn't heal anything. It's how we deal with time that determines the speed at which we heal. time will not just come and heal the world because time has passed. No way. It's how we respond to all these changes and as things go by that we actually heal. So I would also like to say that grief is a necessary process, and it helps to alleviate pain. There's nothing like grief is bad or anything. No, 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 no. Grief is actually absolutely good, necessary, essential. And if something happens, take your time to sulk. Yes, take that time, take that pause. Yes, but then you have to also learn to move on. She also said something profound that I wrote down here. She said, when you've healed and you remember someone, the memory of that person should come with a smile and not a pang of sadness. The moment I read this, and I just literally took a mental note of the people that I feel that hurt me in the past, like the people I could remember, because some people I've actually just intentionally forgotten them. And I kind of did a check of the when I remember this person, am I like feeling sad, feeling like, have I forgiven myself, or have I, just doing that mental check to be sure where you are really in your healing process about something. So yeah, pretty much. um and then when somebody is healing, right, when somebody is healing in this life, it's very important to note that the journey to healing is very personal. The process is personal. People can help you here and there and all of those kind of things, but then it is still your primary responsibility to heal and to move on. Okay, so really, pretty much that is it. Thank you. She dedicates this book to everyone that strives to become better today and than they were yesterday. And I mean, this is World Mental Health Day episode, and it's good to actually dedicate this episode to everyone that strives to be better today than they were yesterday. Remember, this is the book review of 13 things mentally strong people don't do by Army Morgan. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back on the show. It's a solo episode. I'm loving it. I miss my guest too though. Good habits are important, yes. I'm sure you may be wondering how come we are doing a book review of 13 things mentally strong people don't do. And it's we always do this, do that. But then I think it's actually good to actually do a book review that it isn't the negative, because it's good to have very good habits, as the author was saying. It's good to have good habits, but the truth of the matter is that we are only as great as our worst habits. So let me try and explain. No matter how many great habits I have, for instance, if I have one bad habit, that one bad habit can spoil every other thing. Let's imagine somebody that does so well, everything, nice guy, loving, and then maybe he now does one bad thing. Okay, what do I consider a bad thing? See, he has a bad habit. Yeah, he's abusive. He's abusive. I mean, he beats his wife. No matter how loving he is, or how generous he is, or anything, that bad habit is going to ruin everything. So we're only as good as our worst habit. And me, I sat down and I started thinking to myself, and I think we should too. And what bad habit do I have, and how is it impeding my progress in life? It's important to think about that. Yes. Like she was saying, yes, she was like, we focus so hard to do things right, but then we should never forget that our bad habits may be sabotaging our efforts. Okay, feeling mentally strong is essential to achieving our goals. Very important. What is mental strength? Okay, mental strength. I think it's good to do this analogy here. Let's do a mental health education class. What is mental strength? It's not that people are either mentally strong or weak. No, that's not what it is. We all possess some degree of mental strength, but there's always room for improvement. Mental strength is the ability to regulate our emotions, to manage our thoughts, to behave politely despite the circumstances that we face. I should repeat that again. Mental strength is the ability to mental strength means continuously improving the ability to regulate our emotions, manage our thoughts, and behave politely despite the circumstances that we face. Just as some folks are more predisposed to physical stress, you understand? Like for example, if you go to the gym often, like you are more likely to be stronger than the person that doesn't. You understand? Or to run faster than that person. That same thing with mental strength. Some things just predispose us to having a higher mental strength. For example, genetics. Okay, a good instance of mental strength playing an important genetics playing an important role in mental strength is mood disorders. Very likely a child that grows up in a house that the parents are easily irritated, mood disorders, is very easy for that kind of child to pick that up. Personality as well, this one is essential. Oh, okay, so the personality of a person can predispose the person to mental to some degree of mental strength. Then experiences in life, as time passes and we deal with our time correctly and we heal, our mental strength, is improved. Mental strength approaches. So when we are thinking of improving our mental strength, these are three things that we need to really be thinking about. We need to be thinking about our thoughts, our behaviors, and our emotions. So the best way to make the best decisions in life, she wrote it, but for me I just wrote it as an inline, is to choose behavior based on balanced emotions and rational thinking. Don't be all like that saying that says, don't be all sugar or the world will suck you, and don't be all vinegar or the world will spit you out. You have to have a balance of both. So when we are choosing our behavior, balanced emotion and rational thinking should inform our behavior. Okay. I think men and women should hear this thing loud and clear. You understand? There's truth about mental strength, and it's important to dispel this myth before we go into 13 things mentally strong people don't do proper. Okay. All right. So dispelling myth. Number one, be mentally strong isn't about acting tough. I will not mention any names. I will not even mention my own name too. But then, be mentally strong isn't about acting tough. It's about acting according to your values. You understand? Like the moment that, one thing I realize is that anytime I do anything that goes against my core values and all of that, or I put like inside, you lower the mark, that kind of thing, you just come back home, you just feel somehow, that nah, this is not me, this ain't me at all. And that's the way it is with mental strength too. Like, it is not about doing acting tough, macho, or doing magetacha. I just say that, or forming bows and okongan. When you actually live according to your values, no matter how well the situation was, you just stand your ground and live according to your values. That is the real meaning of mental strength, darlings. Mental strength doesn't require you to ignore your emotions. Can we say this again, babies? Mental strength doesn't require you to ignore your emotions. It's about developing a keen awareness of your emotions, not ignoring them, acting like you cannot hug anybody, and be doing like, I am strong. Mental strength doesn't require you to ignore your emotions. It's about interpreting and understanding how your emotions influence your thoughts and behavior. Thank you. You don't have to, next point, number 3, you don't have to treat your body like a machine to be mentally strong. I remember when I started going to the gym again. my instructor will say, it's not about all these people doing all the push. Relax. We will get it. We will get our results. You understand? It's not about treating your body like a machine. When you want to rest, when you have to rest, please go rest. You understand? Number four, being mentally strong doesn't mean you have to be completely self-reliant. Can I say this again? Being mentally strong is not the same thing as being completely self-reliant. Actually, the way people say, nobody works harder than a man or a woman that doesn't want to beg other people for money. We're not telling you to be begging for just 3K or you understand, or 50K or 20K. That's what we are saying, you understand. But what we are saying right here, you understand, is that you should learn how to ask for help. It's actually a good sign when somebody knows how to ask for help. And I think that men and women find it sexy in a man, for you to be able to say, hey baby, this, come and help me. That's the help I need right now. Please pray for me. Say the specific thing you need. That's very good. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything by your own, on your own. No. It doesn't. Mental strength isn't all about positivity. It's all about positive feelings every time. You should learn how to tell yourself the truth. Developing mental strength isn't also about chasing happiness. Being mentally strong will help you to be more content in life, but it isn't about waking up every day and trying to force yourself to feel happy. It's about making decisions that will help you reach your full potential. Thank you very much. Okay, so mental strength isn't just the latest pop psychology trend. Um, Mental strength isn't the new thing. It's not like, oh, Nigeria, we are now the cool cat. Mental psychology has been since 1960. In fact, I watched a series on Netflix, The Crown. Oh my god, it's taking me time to finish watching it. I mean, maybe more than the average person. Maybe people would have finished it since. But then the truth of the matter is that in that movie they were talking about mental health issues, even something about the royal family, British royal family, the crown, maybe 1930. That was in episode 4 or something. Or yes, episode 4, like mid episode 4. So you can imagine. Yes, I think the title of that is hereditary places or something about hereditary. So mental health is not the new fad. It's not the cool kids thing. The book says it's been there since 1960, maybe as a field and all of that. I mean, courses are universities abroad have been offering this course for so long. So it's not the new latest thing. You should pay attention to it. It's not what cool kids are doing now. Mental strength isn't synonymous with mental health. So mental health is different from mental strength. You understand the benefits of mental strength? Increase resilience to stress, life satisfaction, performance, and all of that. So there's an important thing, and it's been like my life mantra, daily mantra. In fact, I need to write it and paste on the wall in the house. It says, athletes don't become better by reading a book about sports. They actually go do the sport. So practice is key and king. Just do it. Everything you have heard, yeah, and you're gonna hear. Just do it. You feel me? I feel you, baby. Okay, all right. Let me even tell you an interesting thing about reading books. Sometimes you are reading a book and then you go to the forward and the notes here and there. You see a book that looks interesting. You go there and actually write out a book that you are going to read again. Like in this book, I wrote out a book and I'm loving it already. I won't tell you the name. I will write the application so that the podcast team can maybe can maybe consider us doing this episode. Okay. Number one thing mentally strong people don't do. Chapter 1. It says mentally some people don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Mentally strong people do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Let me read a few things. Self pity is easily the most destructive of the non pharmaceutical narcotics. It is addictive, gives momentary pleasure, and separates the victim from reality. That is John Gardner. Self pity is a waste of time, it leads to more negative emotions, it can become a self fulfilling prophecy, it prevents you from dealing with other emotions, it causes you to overlook the good in your life. That one is crazy, man. It causes you to overlook the good in your life, interferes relationships. Please, gratitude is essential in our lives. Very, 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 very essential, babies. Very essential, my darlings. Gratitude. When you are grateful, you forget to even pity yourself. Okay, behaving. So gratitude is very essential. Please. Number two, that gratitude I was on that I did this. Number two, because it makes sense to me. Number two, behave in a manner that makes it hard to feel sorry for yourself. Volunteer, be kind, be active, be grateful. The author, Ami, also says that replace thoughts that encourage self pity. Um, Give yourself the kindness that you give others. You understand? Like exchange your sorrows for the joy of the Lord. Replace those thoughts intentionally. Exchange self pity for gratitude. Can you imagine? I didn't even know it was written here. Exchange self pity for gratitude. You understand? Exchange it. So what's not helpful versus what is helpful? Um, don't do the things you're not supposed to do and do the things you're supposed to do. I wish it were that easy. Okay, intentionally actually choosing these things and using them as your everyday life mantra. I think that will be very useful. You find them very, very, very helpful. Let's go on a quick commercial break. Remember that remember that um mentally strong people don't do certain things, and number one thing they don't do is to pity themselves. They don't waste time on self pity. They behave in ways that is difficult to pity themselves, like what I told you about Ami's mother-in-law earlier, that she did not sit down and people will not be saying, sorry, oh, this is, she just took her life in her hands and she continued her life even after the death of herself. Imagine someone that they told you the son died some months ago, and on that son's birthday, 26th birthday, not like as it was like, oh, no, 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 you grab 26 years old, the mother is behaving like that, like having fun on his birthday. When you even come, so you that want to come and say sorry, you join in the fun and everybody's happy. No room for self-pity and all of those things. So if you me, you understand what I'm trying to tell you. That is one, and that's very, very key. Second thing, mentally strong people don't do. Okay, there's something I prepared now. Is a ballot paper, so I'm just going to choose it, and anything I pick is going to inform the next thing we are going to talk about. Out of the other 13 other things that mentally strong people don't do. Stay with us, we'll be right back to pick the ballots and continue. Thank you for listening up to this point. Ensure that you are sharing this. Like, I can't say any nice thing and not share with my friends. It's wickedness now. So make sure you share with your friends and your timeline, everywhere, WhatsApp status, on Instagram. Share with people send it to people directly, and let's celebrate World Mental Health Day today. Discussing this book, 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do by Army. Army. We'll be right back. Bye. Yeah. Okay, welcome back to the show now. Chapter 2 of the book, chapter 2. Okay, before this we started recording, I picked a ballot and it was chapter 2. As much as I didn't want us to go 1 2, but it just happened that we've picked chapter 2 all over again. Chapter 2 says that mentally strong people do not give away their power. Let me read a quote here that by Dale Carnegie. I love quotes a lot. He says, when we hate our enemies, we are giving them power over us, power over our sleep, power over our appetite, our blood pressure, our health, and our happiness. I think this is well succinctly put, because when somebody actually, when you give someone power, you understand, you are rating the person in Nigerian parlance. How you rating somebody? How you giving them power over your life? Benjamin Zulu says something, and let me read it out as he wrote it in the quote. You need to be listening to Benjamin Zulu on YouTube, on Instagram. Free advert for Benjamin Zulu, honestly, because that man has helped my perspective a lot. He says, he's also a psychologist. He says, do not hate them back. They don't deserve a place in your mind. Just nothing them, as in, just let them go. Just nothing them. Forget their existence and focus on your own. Whatever gain they got from mistreating you, let them have that for now. Somebody took your baby, mistreated you, somebody hurt you in any way, just let them go. Let it go. Just let them, just move forward with their own life. They may have taken advantage of your kindness, but they will look for it. They thought you were just another person, but little did they know that people who genuinely care are very rare. They will struggle to find someone who looks out for their good just like you did, and their frustration at replacing you will be your revenge. You can't afford to go away with a smile. Divine justice is on your side. Hama loves you. So pretty much just forget them, nothing them. Let's go back to the book. The author was talking about someone whose mother-in-law always had an opinion on how she was parenting and all of those, and she just kept on feeling worse. She always argued with her mother-in-law, and one day she just snapped in her head and like, why am I letting this person getting my life, my emotions, always making me dread her presence? Why will I be doing that to myself? And slowly but steadily she got her life back. Sometimes we don't realize what we are doing, so let's do an expose. Empowering other people to have power over you. These are ways that you may be empowering people to have power over you. You are feeling offended by any criticism or any negative feedback you are receiving, regardless of the source and the intentions of the people involved. Other people have the ability to make you feel so angry that you say and do things that you later regret. That's giving someone too much power, man. You have changed your goals based on what other people have told you that you should be doing with your life. I mean, well-meaning advice is good, but you shouldn't change the course of your life 360 degrees because someone said something. Please. The type of day you're going to have depends on how other people behave. Oh my God. So based on how somebody is behaving to me, that's when I will now decide how my day is going to look. No. I mean, if somebody says something, you can just ruin your day and you pout all day long. No way, baby. That's too much energy for power to give it to one person. Not possible. When other people try to guilt you into doing something, you reluctantly do it even if you don't. Don't do this to yourself, I beg you. You work hard to ensure other people see you in a positive light because much of your self-worth depends on how other people perceive you. Yeah, good social capital is good, self-perception is good, but then you can't live your life based on that. Not possible, baby. You spend a lot of time complaining about people and circumstances that you don't like. If you don't like it, I mean, you're not a tree, move. You don't like a job, move. You don't like this, move. That's one of the things I'm learning. Move if you don't like it. They did not condemn us in there. Sorry, I didn't just say that. They did not knock you on your head. Like, you are not nailed there. That's how to say it, actually. So move. You complain about all the things you have to do in life and don't do it in by. Are you letting something that you've not even done? You're procrastinating here and there. Procrastinating here and there. Possible mean. Sorry, I'll sing it over again to be sure I was right, and also to give emphasis is procrastinating. You feel me? Okay. You find you hold a grudge when someone offends you or someone has hurt you and not holding a job. I will say it to your face, man. Let's sell it out, in a good way, sure, but I'll still say it either ways. I cannot allow somebody to be making me feel bad. Okay, so the problem with giving away your power to other people is that other people are regulating your feelings, your self-worth, You also don't avoid address the real problems with those, because you are micromanaging them. Tiring much, you become a victim of your circumstances. You become highly sensitive to criticism. You then that means you lack the ability to actually evaluate criticism, their source, their intentions, and what you can pick from them. Is not good. You ruin relationships too, and you lose sight of your goals. I mean, this one, I can tell you for free. If you spend too much energy, adjusting this person that annoyed you, this person that do this, at the end of the day, you have no energy to work on your goals. Maybe one of my defense mechanisms these days, it's been a tough week, it's been a tough year, something is happening. I just not think the people. I address the issues in my mind, what I need to learn from it, what I need to do to make myself feel better and everything. If it's something I can change, bravo, I change immediately. If it's something I need time changing, I need 3 months, I need 6 months, I need to do this before I do that. You understand? I give myself that time mentally, and in the time that I'm in that circumstance or in that situation, I mean, I just nothing there. I just continue my life. It doesn't affect me in any way. Okay, so things you should do if you feel that other people have taken your power from you. Identify people that have taken your power. Identify those circumstances. Oh, your ex. Oh, your this. Oh, your boss. Oh, your mom. Oh, your toxic parents. Oh, your this. And all of those kind of things, or your friends that take advantage of you. Oh, this person only comes to your place when it's convenient, and this person, you understand, all of those kind of things. People that just like using you and stuff like that. It's good to be kind, but these things have limits. Number one, that's one of the things you should do. Identify those things and circumstances, so you know what you're dealing with. Secondly is that you should reframe your language. Instead of saying my boss makes me so mad, even if you don't like your boss's behavior, you understand, not that your boss is not making you mad. Like, you have the power to agitate. Whatever it is that my boss is doing is not going to make me so agitated and so mad and angry or angry all day. It's not possible. Instead of saying my boyfriend left me because I'm not good enough, I'm like, sorry, I cannot see all the awesomeness in this, my boy. That's his loss, so it's his business, not mine. So, and maybe it's also something we need to learn in breakups. It takes two to tango. Of course, you have something to do with it, but sometimes, like my dad will tell me, he's sorry after analyzing the situation, talking over it, and I'm like, sometimes we just conclude. Even when we were younger, my siblings, it wasn't your fault. Like, you did all you could, and there was nothing. This person had a chance, a power of choice to actually just do well or just move mad or not to do well. Let me say that properly. So here's what I'm saying. So, I mean, no hard feelings about it. It's just what it really is. Instead of saying I have to invite my in-laws over for dinner every Saturdays, I'm like, did they really force? If you tell them, sorry, we can't have dinner, or let's go eat out, or we are not available as a family, they can't kill you. That's the benefit of being an adult. Nobody can beat you up. You understand? You can't say what is in your mind. You understand? Respectfully and all of that. But then you can't say it. Nobody will kill you. So think before you act. Make sure you are thinking before you act. If something is happening that is trying to like overwhelm you, sometimes someone just gets you angry and it's almost ruining your day. You can take deep breath. You can just excuse yourself from the situation. I mean, an office on is really annoying you. Go outside, take a call, or just take a walk around. You'll be fine. Distract yourself. If I notice that if I'm not doing anything sometimes, and I do, and this devil's workshop, like, I take time to rest. But if I feel that I'm not so occupied and something's happening, I'm trying to take it slow, and in between this I just pick up again, do something, distract myself, watch a movie or something. Don't leave my mind idle. That's very important for me. Recognize that you have a choice. Very, very important. When you take back your power, it's very helpful to you in every area of your life. It's very helpful that, as we said before, you are using language that acknowledges your choice. I'm choosing to be in a relationship with you. You're not doing me a favor, please. I'm choosing to actually spend time with you. I'm choosing to respond to your mails. I'm choosing to this. Nobody's forcing me. In fact, these days, read the message and remove it from read. And it's on red. Nobody can kill you, really. So you're choosing your power. You have a power over this. You're setting healthy emotional and physical boundaries with people. You are behaving proactively by making conscious choices about how you respond to others. You are taking full responsibility for how you choose to spend your time and energy. You are choosing to forgive individuals regardless of whether they seek to make amends. You are willing to examine and examine feedback and criticism without jumping into conclusions. What's not helpful? Feeling angry and resentment towards others for infringing on your rights. Reacting to others and blaming them for you reacting to others and blaming them for the way you handled yourself. You are doing things you don't want to do, then blaming others making you do this. You are choosing to hold a grudge and anger and resentment and all of those things. So those things are not helpful to you in any way, and please stop doing it if you have been doing it. Let's pick. Okay. Voila. This is chapter 7 that we have gone to pick. This is chapter 7. Let me read what chapter 3 says. Mentally strong people do not shy away from change. Chapter 4 says they do not focus on things they can't control. 5 says they don't worry about pleasing everyone. It's even impossible to please everyone. It's not even. Have you finished pleasing yourself? If you believe in God, have you finished pleasing God? They don't fear taking calculated risks. Mentally strong people do not dwell on the past. Chapter 7. Mentally strong people, we do not dwell on the past. Push. They do not dwell on the past. Okay. Give me some time to get my notes on chapter 7. Oh, amazing. Yes. Mariam Williamson says we do not heal the past by dwelling there. We heal the past by living fully in the present. Don't be stuck in your history. Don't be saying that you wish you did this. Sometimes when you are stuck in your history, you're actually still struggling about major regrets in your past. You spend a lot of time wondering how life would have turned out to be if only you chose a slightly different path, if you didn't do that course. Some people are still angry that they did biochemistry in school instead of doing medicine. And this is 30 years after that. They are still struggling with that. They are still unhappy with it. I recognize you and everything you're going through. But please give yourself a chill pill. You replay past memories in your mind like scenes from a movie over and over again. You keep just going to the past and saying, I wish. You are feeling ashamed of your past. It has happened. You dated someone, it didn't work out before. It didn't work out. You already took the person to your parents. It's not your fault. Even if it was your fault, it has happened. You had a baby. And you shouldn't have had the baby. You didn't feel you were ready for the baby or the marriage or something. All those kind of things. Or you shouldn't have gone to that country. You shouldn't have done this. It has happened. You mismanaged money. Please, it has happened. Please, can we not focus on the present now? So why people really dwell on the past? Sometimes we are really afraid of moving forward, and we don't know what the future holds, and we just tend to stay in the past. We dwell on the past, and it distracts us from the present. If somebody keeps pouting, they won't have to work on their goals and everything. It sounds like an easier thing to do. And when people keep on doing that, they miss out on the present, and then they are not, because they are still talking about the past, they are not enjoying the present, and then they can't plan for the future, which is very bad. It's a lose-lose on every side. Past also interferes with making decisions. Things have happened. You met a new person now, and you're still pouting on what has happened. But please, can you love this person properly and continue your life? Because before you know, the person will actually leave you. You're not making good decisions. Time is going. No pressure really, but then time is going. Can you now just love this person and just continue your life? The past has happened. A man broke up with you. Men has come. Stop saying men has come. It has happened. What lessons can you learn? Can you go for therapy? Can you do this? Can you continue your life? Do you want to read a book? Do you want to focus on your hobby for some years? Give yourself time. And when you have done a year or two, I'm not saying, in fact, some people 2 months, a month, or whatever time you take to heal, and you manage that time well, move on with your life and please make your decision. You can't keep just holding yourself ransom to that. You can't keep romanticizing the past. It's not possible. It's bad for your physical health because you keep thinking, and then before you know it, you're looking skinnier, you're looking miserable, you can't take pictures. I mean, you don't like yourself in pictures, you're looking miserable, heart attack may come in, cancer, dementia, different kind of terrible things like that. Thinking about the past will also hold people back. So one thing you should do is to shift your thinking. Schedule time to actually think about your past and think about it, and then after that time has elapsed, we aren't doing this again, end of story. Give yourself something else to think about. Replace those thoughts with something else to think about. Establish your goals for the future. Focus on the lessons that you have learned. Very important. Think about the facts and not the emotions. What made me feel this? Yes, is okay, but what are the facts? What should I have done? Like an example keeps coming to my head. I don't want to use it. What should I have done better in this situation? Oh, this is what I'm doing. Okay, look at it differently. Oh, okay, from this situation I was able to learn this. At least it has enriched my worldview and all of that. Make peace with your past. It has happened. It has happened. I mean, your life got slowed down for 2 years. Oh, you should have done this. You should have done this. It's okay. It has happened. That happened. Own your story. It's part of who you are now. Give yourself the permission to move forward. You can't, if you are going to be mentally strong, bro, you can't keep just doing past. You have to give yourself that permission and the peace to just move forward. Go ahead with your life, please. What's helpful? Reflecting on the past enough that you can learn about it is very helpful. Moving forward in your life, even when it may be painful to do so, it may be hard, it may be easier to romanticize your past, but then moving forward in your life is essential. Actively working through grief so that you can focus on the present and plan for the future. Oh, that has happened. What are we going to do now? Blah, 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 blah. And that's it. Thinking about negative events in terms of facts and not emotions. How it made you feel in the moment and all of those kind of things. What the person was calling you names, maybe being abusive. It's all right, but then then find ways to make peace with your past, whatever works for you. So the person was calling you names, this, that. Stop thinking, oh, is my head really big? Am I really selfish? Am I this? Oh, the fact is that the person was emotionally abusive towards you. Push. I'm making a decision to leave this marriage because I have to. I'm making a decision to leave this job because it's bad for me. Full stop. End of story. It's just the facts. It's okay. No problem. Move on. What's not helpful? Trying to pretend the past did not happen. Hello, it have already happened. So just embrace it. Hug the past, my brother. Trying to prevent yourself from moving forward in life. I mean, why now? Why will you do that to yourself? Like when people say, you broke my heart, I'm not gonna love men again. Hello, auntie, who you are who? I'm going to love men. I love men. I'm going to love men. I'm going to love people. I mean, that one person is not going to spoil my idea about 1,000,000,001 men over the world, all over the world. There are so many amazing people. So it have happened. The person was all, things did not work out well. You tried your best. Even if you not try your best, that happened. Move on, please. Focusing on what you've lost in life without being able to live in the present, that's very bad. You play painful events in your mind repeatedly and focusing on how you felt during them, trying to undo the past and make up for your past mistake. I mean, God have happened. So you now want to die in the marriage. You now want to stay in the marriage so that people will not say that you broke up. Shh. Stop it, man. Okay, chapter 8 says they don't make the same mistakes all over. John Paul says the only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. So I mean, that happened. It will be foolish for it to happen again. So in that instance, I accept that you are acknowledging responsibility for each mistake you make. You have a written plan to prevent the mistake from happening again. Sometimes, if one thing I've learned, thinking you know something and everything is not helpful. Write it down, even if it's bullet points. When I'm in a relationship, I make sure my spouse is working. When I'm in a relationship, I make sure that my spouse is actively taking care of me and I'm not footing the bills alone.
When I'm in a relationship, I'll make sure this thing is happening. Those kind of things, sure. Or when I'm in a job, I'll make sure that not only one person is doing the interview, so that I'm not in a toxic terrible environment where only one person makes a decision. You grab those kind of things that we're trying to say here. um Identify triggers and warnings of past behavior pattern. I'm like, it's like it's girls that have bomb that I'm chasing, or a store that can answer that is landing me in this trouble. And then you're practicing self-discipline strategies. What's not helpful? Making excuses or refusing to examine your role in the outcome of your life is not helpful. Responding impulsively without thinking about alternatives, not helpful. Putting yourself in situations where you are likely to fail, not helpful. Assuming you can always resist temptation or decide you are doomed to keep repeating your mistakes, not helpful. Chapter 9 says that mentally strong people don't resent other people's successes. Like what Nelson Mandela says, um, feeling bad for somebody, like being angry for another person's work or something like that, is like drinking medicine for another person's poison and expecting the person to feel it. You grab, it's not possible. They don't give Mentally strong people don't give up after the first failure. Failure is an essential part of life. I just want to run through everything before we close. Mentally strong people do not fear alone time. All man's misery are derived by not being able to sit quietly in a room alone. Blaise Pascal. A lot of things people do is because we cannot sit alone. What's helpful? Let me go to session. I think it will help you. Learning how to appreciate silence. Just stay in your house, be quiet. Taking a few minutes every day to be alone with your thoughts, very helpful. Scheduling a day with yourself at least one time a month. I remember Pastor Podgy was saying something like this, that you can just rent a hotel room, only you, pray, meditate, just stay there and think. Do that very often. Stay alone. Learning how to meditate to quiet your mind. Practicing mindfulness skills to focus on one task at a time. Journaling will help you to sort out your emotions. Reflecting on your progress and goals daily. What's not helpful? Keeping background noise on at all times. I can't cope, please. That's literally I look forward to coming to my home. I look forward to, even if I'm traveling and I'm in a hotel room, I look forward to being on my own and being in that room, just quiet, hurrying from one activity to the next, and focusing on constantly producing something. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is just to keep quiet and be alone. Filling your social calendar all the time and not having alone time. Typically you're running here, you're running there every time. I know it's good to do social things, but please spend time alone. Multitasking, stop doing that. It doesn't make sense. You're just juggling from one thing to the other. Assuming that journaling is a waste of time. No, it's not. Looking at your to-do list and judging each day's progress and how many things you have accomplished. It's important to do something, do stuff and everything, but that you have to just balance it up. Mentally strong people, that's chapter 12. Don't feel that the world owes them anything. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. The world senior you. I hate you a lot. The world doesn't owe you anything, my brothers and sisters, man. Focus on what you have to give. Recognizing areas where you believe you are superior, where you have strength in. Behave like a team player. Give back to other people in need. Think about other people's feelings. Don't be overconfident about your abilities and in yourself. Don't insist that you are much better than other people. Who that comparison help? Stop keeping score about all the things you think you deserve in life. Don't refuse to give others because you think you don't have what you deserve. Looking out for what's best for you all the time. You have to think about other people too. Only taking your own feelings into consideration, that's not nice. Number 13, we are finally here. Mentally strong people don't expect immediate results. Napoleon Hill says practice, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember that this episode was done in celebration of World Mental Health Day, 10th of October 2022. Make sure that you coach yourself. To maintain your mental strength, make sure you coach yourself. You're monitoring your behavior, regulate your emotions, thinking about your thoughts. I mean, there's nothing as great as something you teach yourself. You learn from the mistakes of others intentionally, and you read books, you listen to podcasts, and you're intentionally focusing on improving your life. I hope with these few points of mine, I'm able to help you run through 13 things mentally strong people don't do. Here and there. The book is by Army. So wait a minute, I want to get her name again. Army Morin. Good book. You should read it if you have time to. I mean, if you don't have time to, this podcast I'm sure has been helpful in helping you through these points and reflections in this book. Also, make sure you are sharing this with your friends. Listen to other great episodes that we've done, solo episodes and episodes with other people. Enjoy your day. Take good care of yourself, please. Take good care of yourself. See you in our next episode. I mean, the episode is gonna be bomb. Okay, see you in our episode. Talk to you soon. Bye. 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 Bye.